Hey Star, welcome to the cosmos and welcome back to my forever island of Echo Grove, which is now the happy home of Weber, who gave me a gift. And it was this gravestone. He ran up to me and he's like, "We're best friends now. Let me give you a gift real quick." And I was like, "A Western style stone. I love the stones. Why don't I have it?" And then I plopped it down and I was like, "Oh, all right." So that's been haunting my island. But I am starting out the video with a villager hunt that I I forgot to put a plot down. So you probably already noticed, but this video is actually a voiceover instead of a let's play because I was working on it while in voice chat with some buddies, and I was intending to record the sound of the gameplay and then just voiceover later. Anyway, I was a complete silly Billy and I was actually recording my voice. I'll have a little, I don't know, I guess you could call it a blooper at the end of the video where I didn't realize that I was recording myself for the campsite villager, but here's me running around like a fool trying to find the villager. But then I realized I didn't even put a plot down, so there is no villager. There's just this lovely island, and I got the item, and I went back home. So I was off to a great start. But here, I'm talking to Tom Nook, and at this point, yes, I had just built up resident services, which was awesome. And so he's launching me into the KK slider goal, which super exciting because I really love terraforming and waterscaping. So I have just been chomping at the bit to get to that. I am so excited to do that on my island. So I went ahead and worked on that over the last couple weeks, including getting the campsite villager, as I mentioned earlier. I have been locked in on some work projects, so it's been pretty crazy, but my forever island was very relaxing to return to. And so I did play a little bit while not recording just to get some stuff done. And one of those things that I had actually been up to is participating in Facebook groups to get really insane turnip prices. And let me tell you, that was really exciting. It's really stressful at the beginning of the week to be like, okay, I can't time travel whatsoever. I don't want these to rot. I want to make bank off of these turnips. And then just watching the Facebook groups to see who's got a lot of good stuff coming. And then I jump in and I've gotten some super good deals, like around 530 or 500. And there was one day when somebody had, I think it was almost 600 or a little over 600. I can't remember. But I was out and about and I was like, oh, darn it, I can't get these turnips. It was such a bummer. So I am diving headfirst into the turnip stuff. Like it's intense. It's intense. But now I am placing down the camping site that will have our first smug for the island, which I honestly typically don't mind who I get in the tent, but this time it's my forever island, and I was like, I might be stuck with whoever this is for a really long time, so I was actually pretty nervous about this campsite villager, but you'll get to see who it is in a little bit. Stay tuned. But Tom Nook was pretty pleased with where I chose to put the campsite, even though whoever lives there is going to be tracking sand in there constantly. Beach campers rise up. Love beach camping. But the campsite is ready for me to go check out. I did a very rosy 5 a.m. go look-see so that the light would be so soothing. And I also pulled out my axe because I was terrified. And I knew I wouldn't be able to carry it inside, but I felt like it was important to establish who was in charge, and so then I went to go see who it was. And it is Phil. Philium, Philidor, Philgerman. Phil, my guy. He is kind of in the middle, in my opinion. I'm not excited about him, and I don't hate him. He's not Klaus. He's not Ken. Ken is scary. Ken looks like he'd wait outside of my house in the dark to roundhouse kick my stomach. I don't want to ever have him as a campsite villager, and he will simply never do for any of my islands ever. I think the smug that I would have been the most excited about would have been Roswell. He is the perfect brown for my island, and he looks like a cinnamon roll. He looks like a Gillian chocolate shell. He is just a doll. I love him very much. And also, you know, I like cryptids and listening to stuff about the supernatural, and Roswell is named after the Roswell incident, which has to do with aliens. So that is another feather in his cap where I'm concerned. But here, Tom Nook is congratulating me on my basement because the first thing that I did with all of the money from the turnips is upgrade my house like crazy, because I'm a huge fan of having storage. And I also really wanted the storage shed super badly. I have never really played the game without the storage shed, and I love it so much. Storage shed, my beloved. So good. But Tom Nook is very impressed by how quickly I convinced the camper to stay, as he should be. And he wanted me to pick out a place for Phil to live, so I just kind of plopped him in my make-do neighborhood that I have going on right now with a ton of the villagers over to the right of the island. And I think I'm gonna have to move them really soon here because I want to start by decorating the entrance. One of the things that I really want to make sure I do on this island is have my Nook's Cranny and my Able sisters. Oh, there's Sahara. Sahara, look out, I have an axe. Oh my goodness. Sahara doesn't even realize. No, Sahara, don't walk that way! Alright, Sahara is okay. Sahara is even excited. Alright, we're okay. We're okay. We have Phil's house. Sahara survived. But, like I was saying, I want to have Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters right at the front of my island because I would like to get involved in selling turnips myself. You know, if I have really great prices, I'd love to open up my island to people to come over and do that. But I know that there can be issues sometimes with players not being very respectful of the island. So I just wanted them right up front, as well as like a little DIY section on the beach that's close to the entrance, and I can just fence everything off and not worry about it. So my entrance on this island I don't think is going to be as cutesy and as naturey as I typically make it, but it's going to be super functional, which I think is really great for long-lasting use. I think that's going to be very stress relieving for me to just not have to worry about it. So I'm going to have to move these houses real quick. But in the meantime, I bought another plot to put down so that I could actually go villager hunting as I had attempted to do. And I put it right where I'm gonna need to move it. So it looks really great right there, honestly. Oh, just kidding. I scooted over an inch to put it in the same spot. Alright, I respect that. I respect that. So now it's time for more villager hunting. Woohoo! First island, a very beautiful island, and I can't see who the villager is. Oh golly, it's a blue gorilla. I put on my skedaddle shoes and I skedaddled my way out of there immediately. Second island, Bamboo Island. I've had some luck here before. Oh, it's Octavian. Yeah, nope. I think that's about all I need to say about that one, honestly. There's Dizzy, who is, from what I understand, one that a lot of people like. I'm not a huge fan of the elephants in general. I think there are several cute girl elephant characters, but I don't really like any of the guy elephants as much. There's Tybalt, and Tybalt? I should have looked that up. Anyway, he's fine. He was on my all yellow island, and I thought he was pretty fun. But he doesn't work for this one. Is that a kangaroo? No, that's Tank. Tank is okay. Also generally not a fan of the rhinos. Oh man, okay, so here's Velma. Velma gave me a little bit of a crisis because she is what looked like pink and brown, but I was chatting while I was musing on this because I don't really like Velma as much. And then one of my buddies said that her hair is actually red, not brown. And that solved my crisis completely. All of my questions were answered, and I was like, no, it's not another Freckles situation. I can leave Velma. It's okay. This island is Bamboo Island again, and I found Grizzly, who is just the most darling color of dark brown, and so I was really excited to have him on my island. And I wasn't originally setting out with him in mind, but when I saw him, I was like, you're perfect. And honestly, I didn't set out with anybody in mind for any of these villager hunts because I was like, I cannot do a 500 ticket hunt for a villager that I want more than anybody else. I'm just gonna look for ones that are the pink or the brown that I'm hoping for, and I'm gonna roll with it. So Grizzly is gonna be my cranky on my island, and it really only took me like 5 tickets to find him. So that was way shorter of a villager hunt than I was expecting. I feel like the times that I have villager hunted in the past, it has been quite painful. Oh man, I'm talking to him again. I'm so excited to have him on my island. Oh my gosh. Alright, back to the island, back to productivity. Well, I mean, villager hunting is productive, but double checking, and I did indeed get Grizzly. So pretty exciting. And because that villager hunt was so short, I went on another one, which I again was very silly because I didn't realize that you can't go on 2 villager hunts in one day if you invite one person. So I had a little bit of a panic because I once again went out to the island to try and find a villager, and it was empty. It was empty. It's a very pretty island. I like the spiral pond, but there was no villager on there whatsoever. And I quickly realized that I had messed something up. So I was really worried that that plot was going to autofill. I don't know. Can you tell that I don't villager hunt very often? Oh, jeez. All there really was for it was to go to the next day and just keep my fingers crossed, which Isabel gave a very warm welcome to Phil. So I made sure to go stop by and say hello to him myself. There he is with his beautiful door on his house. I also ran right past to make sure that the plot had not filled and did a little happy dance when I discovered that it was still empty. That was very good news for me. Very good news. So I plopped into Phil's house. His house is so red. It's so red. It's really intimidating, honestly. It's very bold red. But I said hello to Phil. I was very polite. And then I skedaddled. With Lady Luck on my side, I returned to villager hunting. Who was the first one? Oh yes, Peck. Okay. Peck is also that really, really nice brown that I would super love, but he looks manic. I couldn't take him. I said hello, but that was all I did. I had to depart after that. He's a little bit too much for me. Island number 2. And it's Annalise. I went ahead and took her because she is brown and pink, and she is more of a, just slightly more of a hot pink than I am looking to use. I really want to use pastel pink, and she's also definitely more tropical than what I want to do for my island, which I think honestly is just normcore at this point. I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, maybe it's called storage core actually. I'm just gonna be building with what I have in my storage. So anyway, I went ahead and took Annalise. She was a fun villager on my tropical island, and I was blown away that I had yet another very short villager hunt. So that was pretty exciting. And it looks like I even did another plot because it was a 5-ticket villager hunt and then it was a 2-ticket villager hunt. And you can't just leave it off right there. I thought it was going to be taking forever. I mean, it took 30 tickets to get Weber when I was literally only looking through the lazies. So it was kind of wild to me that I got these other villagers so fast. Oh, yes, it was a rainy day with the sun out. I do love it when it rains in the game. I live in a spot that doesn't get a whole lot of rain, so it's just extra special when it does rain. And there is Ione's house. So I'm gonna put our brand new villager right next to Ione. Very cozy spot to be. And on this day, I actually had another campsite villager, so I went ahead and checked the campsite villager. And it's Raymond. When I first saw him, I was kind of like, because he doesn't fit for the island. I'm kind of in the middle on Raymond. I loved having him on my cryptid island though, as the very strict businessman who does not believe in cryptids at all. And so I wasn't totally sure if I was going to keep him, but I realized I do really want the smug emotes, and I don't want Phil. I like Raymond more than I like Phil. So I played game after game with Raymond, and by game after game, I mean I probably did it like 4 times. It actually wasn't that bad. But what was rough is he just kept talking. Like, I was like, am I supposed to do something else? Because he just keeps talking. I actually even had to step outside for a minute because I was like, you've got to be kidding me, which I have cropped out some of his talking. There are Pierce and Weber chatting, so sweet. Went back in after that beautiful refresher and went right back to it with Raymond. He kept talking about who knows what and then being like, fun stuff. And I'm like, you know what else would be fun? If we actually just, you know, had you move in. He was very determined to take his sweet time, and he was very proud of himself for doing that. He reminds me of that work meme where somebody's got the sign taped to their back that says, please don't talk to me. I have a lot that I need to do, but I like to yap. You would think that he would just be down to business in his business suit and everything, but he's not. He wants to talk to me about being a movie star and his 306 thread count sheets. Yeah, I don't know. But I played a game with him again, and I think I won again this time. Let's see. Yes, I did. I swear he kept giving me the red heart. I just need to guess red every time because I kept getting the red. But he finally agreed to talk to resident services, which was a win for everybody involved. Okay. I'm convincing myself. He was worth the effort. The SS Raymond is touching down, okay? Excellent. So now we have a smug to replace Phil, who literally just got here, but I'm not sad that I already have a replacement for him because, yeah. Anyway, he can depart. So another good morning from Isabel. And in today's announcement, she let me know that Raymond has moved in, which is awesome. And additionally, the museum now includes Brewster. I did do a captain tour and find Brewster, so he is now available for coffee breaks, which is a function in the game that I have not really utilized. So I don't know, I'll have to try that out now and get items that way. But that is it for this Forever Friday video. I had a ton of fun making a ton of progress on my Forever Island the last couple of weeks, and I plan to go back to my typical format of, you know, the Let's Play where I'm chatting while I'm messing around on the island next week. And I am very grateful for your time spent here with me, and I hope you just have a stellar day. Okay, I'm getting out my axe just in case, and I know I can't carry it inside, but I'm just so ready. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm videoing.
I'm videoing. I'm not recording my voice right now, but I'm videoing. Ha! Okay, alright. That's not... Okay, alright.